astronomical clock at old Prague Square. Sixth.
Hi, welcome back. So we are in Czech Republic today, in Prague, which is the capital of Czech Republic. So Czech Republic in the past, we used to call it Czechoslovakia. In 1993, Czechoslovakia got split into two countries, Czech Republic and Slovakia. Prague is a beautiful city. There are colorful buildings. Most of the buildings seem to have almost the same height. And there is something about Prague, and we can fall in love with the city. It's very nice to stand on the streets and then see the traffic pass by. There are several building zones, and each of the building zones have restrictions on how many floors can be constructed. So on this street, most of these buildings have 5 floors. All the buildings are very colorful as well. This is a local tram. It's very convenient to travel on trams. We met this artist on the metro train. He is making a portrait of mine. This was voluntary. We never asked for this portrait. We didn't pay any money for it. Prague Castle is one of the most important attractions in Prague. So we have to buy a ticket, a main ticket to visit the Prague Castle, which is approximately $10. I don't remember exactly. And this will give access to the Royal Palace, and there is a basilica called St. George's Basilica, Golden Lane, and a cathedral. These houses are very tiny, only about 5 or 6 people can stand in those houses. This lane is called Golden Lane because several alchemists lived here. St. Vitus Cathedral is one of the important landmarks in Prague Castle. The construction of this cathedral lasted over 6 centuries, started in 14th century and ended in 20th century. This cathedral has several glass windows which are beautifully stained. St. George's Basilica, on the other hand, was built in 10th century. It's one of the oldest religious buildings in Prague. Czech Republic earlier, before 1918, was called Bohemia, or most part of Czech Republic was called Bohemia. So several of these Bohemian kings were buried in this basilica. So one interesting question I had was, what is the difference between this church, cathedral and basilica? And this is what I understand. So church is a place of worship, and it's usually run by a priest. In the case of a cathedral, the religious ceremonies are or the prayers are led by a bishop, and bishop is the one who is in charge of a cathedral. Whereas in the case of a basilica, so it need not be a very big building or anything like that, but the status of basilica is awarded by Pope. So it can be based on its archaeological or spiritual or historical importance. Remains of several kings and saints are also in this basilica. There are a lot of references to Saint Ludmilla, who was canonized in 9th century. This green color thing is a stove. Hopefully someone knows how to operate it. So when we came out, we saw this ceremony of changing guards. Some interesting thing which we found in some countries in Europe. So most of the beggars, they beg like this. They don't look at you, they don't touch you, they don't ask you for anything. This is how they beg. These scooters are available for rent. So if you want to go for short distances without walking, we can rent them and then return back at maybe some other place as well. We took a random bus to go out to the outskirts of the city. We got out at some bus stop. We are now trying to figure out how to go back. Google is of great help in these situations. The roof of those houses are not very slopey, unlike the other European houses. Probably the snow is not as much as in Germany or Austria. In this market we can find different kinds of cherries, plum, all kinds of berries like strawberry, raspberry, blackberry, etc. ഞാനോട്ട് അത്ര മേടിക്കുന്നു. അപ്പോൾ ഇങ്ങനെയുണ്ട്. ₹80. We are constantly converting everything into rupees, especially the food items, to know what is the difference between those prices in India and in these places. We found goulash for lunch here in Prague as well, but instead of that pot, the bread pot, slices of bread was given. This building is called Dancing House. We can go up there. There is a bar, but there is an entry ticket to enter the terrace of that building. Old Times Square, lot of interesting activities happen here. So that is a toy train, people can travel around it. Horse carts are there, people can go by that. No other traffic is allowed here, no cars and not even bicycles, I think. And footpath is so wide, so many people can walk around without any congestion on these footpaths. These people are from hop on hop off bus service. When we reached the town square at 4 o'clock, a lot of people were waiting for something. We found the astronomical clock here in this town square. This astronomical clock was installed in 1410. It is the oldest clock in the world still in operation. The clock mechanism has three components. The astronomical dial, it represents the position of the sun and the moon. And it also has statues of various Catholic saints on either side of the clock. It's called the Walk of Apostles, and that's what we are seeing, like an hourly show of moving apostle figures. There are several shops near to the town square which sells this chimney cake, which is native to Czech Republic. This cake is similar to our ice cream cone, but it is baked and it's usually hot, and then ice cream is served in that. These cakes are made by several techniques and several different kinds of machines. Since Europe has a very ancient, rich history, we see a lot of buildings which are built 10 centuries or 9 centuries ago. Charles Bridge, one of the oldest bridges in Prague, it's built in 14th century. This bridge is now for pedestrians only. We see musicians and caricature artists on this bridge. There is this belief that if we touch one of those statues, we'll be able to go back to Prague again. It was so easy to touch the statues, but I missed touching them. But I really don't mind going back to Prague one more time. We found this very interesting map in the museum. which shows the transformation of Europe, especially Eastern Europe in 1900s. There was no Czechoslovakia in 1900. From the map, it seems like there were these three countries: Austria, Hungary, and Germany. Czechoslovakia was formed from those three countries. And again, it went through several transformations before becoming the Czech Republic as we see today. After traveling through three countries, Austria, Czech Republic, and Hungary, we are going back to Luxembourg. We had ordered food ahead, a vegan dish and a Luxembourgish dish.